So how much money will it take for you to be retiring in style? Is $2 million enough? How about $5 million? Or perhaps you can get by on less. If the question leaves you scratching your head, you aren't alone. Just about 30% of American workers have talked with a financial professional about retirement planning. My guest is Stephen Floyd with the Retirement Income Group in Los Angeles, California. Steve, thanks again. And with so many people not taking advantage of professional help, why don't we take a moment to explain the process for transitioning a portfolio into retirement?
A portfolio is only part of what a retiree should be looking at. There's so many other considerations that you should deal with and think about, either whether it's now, today, or going forward. A portfolio going forward will look something like a little bit more conservative possibly, but that transition needs to have other questions answered that are just as important as the quality, type, and the risk of portfolio that you have.
So Steve, one common, very common drawdown strategy is the 4% rule. Does that still work these days?
I love this question. And the reason I love this question is because 4% is a static number. We live in a life situation where things go up and things go down. For you to ask me, is 4% enough? My answer is going to be, it depends. It depends on the market. It depends on your financial net worth. It depends on your expenses. There's so many variables involved that the 4% rule, I would say, is probably not that valuable, but it is somewhat of a start. But again, you need to probe into the other aspects of your retirement.
And then how do you know when to take Social Security benefits?
A good rule of thumb is to take Social Security at the later start of your life. In other words, after you get to the full retirement age. That's typically what I tell people. But I have the ability to really analyze numerically when and where you should take your Social Security. It might be your advantage to take it at 62. It might be your advantage at 65. It all depends on what your asset level is, your expenses are, and how that Social Security will be taxed. Let me say that again. Your Social Security will be taxed, but the other income that you have will determine how much Social Security is going to be taxed. That needs to be calculated by a qualified professional like myself.
Steve, retirees are living a lot longer and the numbers show that most haven't really saved enough. How do you address that situation?
What I try to explain to them are the phases that a retiree will go through. The first 10 years, the retiree is going to be in the go-go stage, where they're actually out there traveling, meeting people, doing other things that cost some money. The second stage, 10 years, they will be actually doing things that are a little bit more sedentary, that are not as active. And the third stage, they'll probably be more at home and whatnot. So if you understand where you're at in each stage, investing will be an important part of it. You'll invest different in the first 10 years of your retirement as opposed to the next 10 years of retirement. You need to find a way to actually make sure that you're able to draw on those assets, to work off of those assets so they work effectively for you in your retirement.
My guest has been Steve Floyd in Los Angeles, California. Thanks for watching Retirement News Online.